Well, I'm all by myself, obviously, but Scott said he'd be along shortly, so I am just going live to get this going. I can't be on for a super long time tonight, mostly because I've got uh, the the good old PAX Unplugged coming up. Well, I mean, setup is tomorrow. I actually leave early in the morning. My plane, as long as it leaves on time, leaves in 7 hours. So I just figured I'd come on here quick, and Scott will be on shortly. Maybe talk for half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I gotta go pack, and I gotta head to the airport at like 3:30 in the morning. So won't that be wonderful? But um, hey, Kabuki, nice to see you. My drink of choice this evening is just a Arnold Palmer. Uh, if Arnold Palmer wishes, well, he's no longer alive, but if the Arnold Palmer estate would like to uh, fund us or whatever, feel free to fund us. Kabuki, you should go right now. You should just make up your mind that you're going to go to PAX U and check it out. So wouldn't that be nice? Um, Hungry Gamer William said he's on the road to the airport for PAX U right now and might try to join from the airport. So I guess I got that going for me. So I was looking through the list of vendors that are going to be at PAX. Um, Nothing like oddball popped up for me. I'm not really going there. Obviously, I'm going there just to run a booth. So I'm not really going there in the mood to like shop or anything. I have heard let Arnold Palmer in the can. No, I the so 6 years ago, I might as well just tell a story while I wait for Scott to show up. So like 6 years ago, I went to PAX for the first time ever. I was still working for Taster Mitchell Games at the time. And I remember we went in and I met up with Daniel, who was the president of the company at the time. And he was I got there like a day before him, but he was deathly ill, like flu symptoms, just not feeling good at all. So I ended up sitting at the booth myself, and which no big deal, and I pretty much he did not start feeling anywhere near better until uh until like probably late Sunday. And so like late Saturday night, he actually I went out and got him an eggplant pizza because he heard there was near so and then but anyway, so he actually then was able to work the booth on Sunday. But what I remember from PAX Unplugged, there was a couple of friends that were local that kind of took me to a couple of places to eat, and the food was really, really good. There was a couple of other like random bits and bobs that I did while I was there. For the most part, like it felt weird. I think that was the second year of PAX Unplugged, maybe the third. It felt weird because it was like I the way it was set up, it was like it's a giant open area, like like if you've been to Gen Con, kind of the same feel, but they didn't have any carpeting or anything like that. And I don't know if this has changed. It might be the same. And it kind of felt like I was at a boat show, if you know what I mean. Or like if you've ever been to a roadster show, where people bring in their cool looking old timey roadsters or something. One of those things. And it didn't feel like it was like a convention, so to speak. It didn't feel like there was a big giant open area where they had kind of basically made everybody that was going to play games just kind of there was a bunch of tables and you could go back there and play games and that was pretty well populated. But I do remember it being very sparse as far as people wandering around and shopping. And I guess that's changed. I've heard from a lot of people that it's very it's bustling, if you will. I've heard that from a lot of people as far as people with money and people wanting to spend money, which is nice. Um, but yeah, I have no idea what to expect. Like I said, I haven't been in Philadelphia for 6 years, so we'll see what there. Kabuki Kid, you want me to vent about cranky old D&D gamers? I go check out my video if you will. I got a wild hair at my butt and I got really annoyed after arguing with somebody online, which is ridiculous, to argue with anybody online because they're not going to change. They're not going to change my mind, and I'm not going to change their mind. So whatever. I always say the weird thing about that stuff is that like I have to remind myself that as vehemently as I feel I am right, the other people must also, equal amounts, just have to vehemently feel the same way. And the thing about that for me is that it drives me a little bit crazy because I'm like, how is that possible? Because they're so wrong. Um anyway, so yeah, there you go. But it's I don't know. It's one of those things where you just can't really. Yeah, and I did kind of fly off the handle. I mean, if I could go back and change the things, I should say that like not every old grognard who's cranky about the new versions of D&D coming out is a sexist, a racist, a misogynist. It's not everybody. It's just ultimately the thing is that I as I've gotten older, I've I've come to realize that we we love to um we love to use this like kind of um the front facing good looking reason that allows us to sound like we're reasonable when behind the scenes it's because we're locked in really old and archaic ways of thinking. So, and that's why I mean, like this, like, oh, what's Hasbro hired the Pinkertons or whatever, which is a fun way to say it, but it's just like it's just because it's so like old school, right? I mean, you think of westerns and you think of the Pinkertons and whatever, um, but it's just a private security firm. I mean, it's just and that's fine. I mean, it's but because it's so old, it's just fun to like it's a fun way to say it. Like if you just said a private security firm was hired to investigate how this guy got a hold of Magic the Gathering cards, I mean that doesn't have nearly the sting or the fun of the Pinkertons who were sent. But um anyway, um so so there we go. Lord Javi, I need more info on the Godzilla game you posted on Facebook. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you something that's going to make you sad. Hold on. Um, that game is called Oh No, There Goes Tokyo. Scott Rogers, and I mean, if Aldi gets here, I'll talk about the game more when Aldi gets here. Um, but Scott Rogers, um, game designer. So I think, oh, how did I become friends with him? I think I became friends with him because of like I play tested ray guns and rocket ships way back in the day. Maybe that was it. I don't remember exactly. Maybe that was the game. It was a design of his that I play tested somewhere. I don't know when we uh how those two things like we kind of cross paths or whatever. But he has since like he was one of the people that designed Pantone. He was one of the people that the Alien Nostromo cooperative game. He did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which is really good, mind you. But anyway, so he's got all kinds of like he's an older graybeard like me. Uh and it it is one of those things where they he has these ideas for games and then he just basically does small print runs of them, like basically ones that he makes himself. He does all everything. He sources the materials, he pays for the boxes, does the art himself, all that crazy stuff. And so he said, "Hey, this is my idea. If people are interested in a copy of this once I make it, just let me know." And so we paid him up front for the game. And it took him a better part of like 9 months to develop it and whatever. And then I just got my copy 3, 4 days ago in the mail after it was done. He doesn't really make any money off of it. He even said himself he ended up losing a little bit of money because the shipping was higher than he thought it would be. But yeah, so it's a pretty simple game. Basically, on your turn, you buy properties in Tokyo, in little provinces of Tokyo, and then you build up buildings. The buildings can be up to 4 levels high. And then at the end of each round, one person, whoever has the first player marker, has control over the kaiju or Godzilla. It can't be Godzilla, obviously, because he doesn't know the name for that, but he gets to run the kaiju. They have a hand of cards that have 1 through 8 on them, and there's 8 different starting spaces that the kaiju can begin on. And you pick that card and you play it. You wind up the Godzilla and you put him on the spot, and you kind of have to like angle it the right way or try to do the right thing. You do have to. There's an arrow that says it has to go in a certain direction, so you kind of have to do that. But if you've ever played with those wind up toys, like they kind of do tilt. They want to go a certain way, but you can mess with it a little bit to get it to go more straight or turn more, and then you just let it go. And if it knocks over the buildings, they become uninhabited. So people don't get because the whole thing is you're trying to get money so you can continue playing. If it knocks over a building, you don't get any rent at the end of that round. And also, if it knocks over one of your buildings, you put a meeple on the board that then has to flee. And if it can reach one of the safe spots, you get points if they flee. But if on a subsequent turn the kaiju runs into the meeple, it eats it, and you lose those points. But anyway, so yeah, and it's just you. There's also like like there's weird cards you can buy that are insurance cards that will you can insure some of your buildings. So like you actually can want your buildings to be knocked over because then you get a bunch of money for those particular things. And then there's some objective things like if you ever played objective games where it's like, oh, have the most 3-story buildings or have the most money at the end of the game, and those are worth certain points, whatever. And it's just in at the end of the game, you whoever has the most points wins. And it's more about building up your little buildings and then winding up the monster and letting it try to knock stuff down. So it's fun. It's very light. It definitely is pretty easy and to grasp for a new wit. And but yeah, just I'm glad I own a copy. And the thing is, I think Scott does this to see if it's viable as well, and he can show it off to possible publishers. So maybe sometime in the future, he will find a publisher that would be interested in making the game, and they can create it and then put it out there. But I'm glad I have my little copy. And I would just, like I said, maybe follow Scott Rogers on the old social media, so the next time he has one of these ideas to make one of these games, you also can get in on the ground level and get one. I'm sure it'll be like a collector's thing, maybe that a handful of people will know ever exists, and then Yeah, there you go. But that is, oh no, there goes Tokyo. Um, and which is weird because I think I whenever I Googled it, I there was an older game called Oh No, There Goes Tokyo that was never like a truly published game. It was a um like one of those like uh print and play on your own kind of type of games, you know. So but there you go. All right. If you are a if you are a board game geek user, I will remind you we're hitting December. That means this is the drive for getting your pony up to the bar and paying Aldi his money so he can you to get your sponsorship badge, which is always cool to have the sponsorship badge. Like I said, I've said the I've said the story many times where I I have always been annoyed that like I signed up or I started using Board Game Geek in 2007, but I never set up an account. And so I can never get a 2007 sponsorship badge, you know, for because you know it's just it's too late. I can never get it because I didn't have the presence of mind to go through the process and do it. So if you haven't already, you know, give them their $15 or $25 or whatever it is that you feel good about donating to BGG and get your sponsor. I'm pulling up my account here. I think it's 2007 is the one that I missed out on. Let me pull up my account here. Here's my account, and let's see here. I why can't I'm not really good at this stuff here. Browse forums, no geek lists, no. Um, that's not it. Here's comes Scott. He can help me out so I can figure this stuff out. Profile. Um, there we go. Hey Scott. Yeah, 2008 was my first ever time of being on the old geekity doo,
Oh, you
and
were researching.
I registered in February 2008, but I was using the site in 2007. I just didn't register until 2008. So
What was your first post?
my first ever post, good Lord, I have no idea. I mean, I mean, I suppose I can just find that in the old geek
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, you go to Geek Stuff and go to contributions,
Yeah.
and then you can go to the last page. Like go to forums, like what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can see that. So like forums like file page comments, no. Uh let me see here. Board game items, no. Let me just videos, got a lot of those.
What was
Um
your first video?
oh, Jesus, hold on. Yeah, I can see that. So like for how do you go to the last page?
Share your screen.
Well, just, you know, my first ever video was Glory to Rome,
No, glory to Rome. God, it's really a shame that game's not
where
available.
I only had 10 minutes
Oh, right, because
let
YouTube only lets you
to
upload 10-minute
only
videos.
let me go 10 minutes. So I
Wasn't that
had
like great though back in the day? Like you had to really be succinct.
oh yeah, and I was like, because I mean the opening of it was like, this is Glory to Rome, it's really fun, let's go. There was like no I didn't have
That's
any
tough for you. Oh,
yeah, it was. But then shortly after that was when like I paid Vimeo their like $5 to let me do
Vimeo, yeah. Vimeo was awesome.
any length of time
Vimeo
type
was
of thing.
so good. It's just a shame.
Still around.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I deleted my account because they were basically I forget what they were gonna do with it. I just removed everything.
Um, I remember one time they contacted me, like Vimeo contacted me. It's like, oh, you're one of our top contributors. What can we do to like get you to post more on here? And I was like, be YouTube. Um, All Things Zombie.
It
Man,
was
that was a good
it was a
game.
superior system video wise.
At the time it
Yeah,
was, yeah, absolutely. Man, All Things Zombie. I haven't thought about that game in forever.
it's that game. Share your
It was
screen.
a, it was a, it was a very much war game zombie game. Um, and I gave it a 7.5. Um, I remember Lock and Load Publishing made it.
All things is lock and load. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Did you find your first post yet?
No, because I got
Share your
sidetracked.
screen and I will help you. I
No,
can,
I'm not sharing my screen. But besides, I can't stay on super late. Like I was telling earlier,
what?
well, no, I can't because my plane leaves at 5 o'clock and I still haven't packed. So
Yeah,
I
sleep
I
for the week.
no, I gotta get. I mean, I'll be
Train
able to
for
sleep
the
on the
week.
plane. Well, I can't really sleep because my first is from Fargo to Minneapolis, and that's like nothing, right? I mean,
Sure.
it's like an hour in the air, and but then it's like a 5 hours uh from Minneapolis
Oh,
to
5 hours? Ugh. Boing.
well, let's see, because I land and then I have an hour. So give me a second here. I'll just do the math
When do you get
roughly.
into Philly?
I guess it's no, it'll be 4 hours. It's a 4 hour flight from Minneapolis to. I get into Philly a little after 11, so maybe 3.5 hours. But regardless, it's just one of those things where it's like I'll get a little nap and, um, you know, whatever. It'll.
Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, I can see mine right over there. The Spiel.
I don't
Player
know. Might be
players over play.
Is that what it means?
I think it's basically the people are more important than the game, you know.
Oh, is that what that means? God,
Yeah.
and
So, just one of those like remember that they are so
well, we got to
tough.
get somebody in here because I did initials.
Well,
Anybody around?
William said
Matt
he'll log
coming
in.
in?
William said that he'd pop in when he got to the airport because he's also flying out. He's flying out tonight. Uh, and getting into Philly late tonight.
Dude,
Um,
did you see the pictures of DFW on Sunday night?
no, why?
My God, it took people 4 to 6 hours to get out of the airport.
Really?
Yeah. Could you imagine? 4 to 6 hours? And you just like get off a flight, you want to leave, you want to go home. We came back home on Saturday. So it was not it was basically, and the thing that sucked is we waited for like an hour at a carousel for the luggage. Wrong carousel. They told us after an hour. Yeah, come over the loudspeaker like, attention, people from Memphis, your luggage is a carousel 2. Like, oh my God, we've been standing there for an hour. It was probably going around for like a half an hour. So frustrating. Well,
I
I got the full pat down flying this year, this time. Such a joke. It's so dumb. Here, take off
I
all your clothes, and then we're still gonna pat you down, and we're gonna X-ray you, by the way. Like, what's the point? Just so annoyed.
let's see here. Let's see. My very first ever comment. My first post was about a Arkham Horror expansion being on sale for $11 at buy.com. Remember buy.com?
Buy.com? I don't remember buy.com.
Buy.com
I
was
remember
like
half.com.
so buy.com was like it was an attempt like they it was buy.com was I liked it because they had a lot of random board games. Like I remember like you'd find random board games and stuff, and then um they partnered up with Google really, really early. And so it was one of those things where if you signed up for like I remember it was like if you signed up for a Google account, they gave you a $10 off any order of $25 or more at buy.com, and they gave you free shipping. So like if you signed up for a Google account before Gmail, before all that stuff, before all that garbage. God, I mean, it's just I got a lot of apparently I've got a lot of comments and I keep hitting this button to get to the end of my very first ever reply or comment in the forums. It's taking forever to get to, I'm at 83, 84, 85.
Can you just go to the last page?
It doesn't have a last page
Oh,
option.
we
It
don't
just has
page it.
an it just has a
Yeah, I think
next.
we did that on purpose because like otherwise it's just
It's
harder
too
to count.
helpful.
It's more processing power to count in computers databases. So we
Well,
just
it's
let you
fun.
page.
It's been funny hitting next to get to
Well, you could just
106,
you could go to type a
107.
go go modify the page number manually in the
Well, yeah,
URL
but
if
I
you
don't
want,
know when the
but
page
just
ever
click a big
ends.
number and
No,
then go back.
I want to keep hitting next until so I can complain. 121. I finally got to.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I won't count replies on my own posts. How about that? Um,
Like what was your first thread?
like a real thread, not
Yeah,
a
you like
this
created a
is a hot
topic, right?
deal.
Yeah, were you just posting a reply or was that a post? That was the thread?
This was somebody who was complaining about CLS games being jackasses.
CLS.
They're like a person CLS games. Just look up CLS
Oh
games
yeah, I
Atlanta.
know that person.
Yeah, yeah, and
He's still around.
oh, I know. And he said, um, because it's Robert Solo, and I've since met him. But somebody called him smarmy, and he said I had to have someone explain snarky to me when everyone was beating up Keith Bloom over at Fred. Now I'm again over my head. Help, please. And I Googled a smarmy adjective, excessively or unctuously flattering, ingratiating, servile. It's just like, and then I just quoted him uh, the thing or whatever.
So I have a
Um,
grievance. I have two.
oh, go for it.
So they both deal with TSA.
Travel, okay. Well, travel
So
is an easy thing to have grievance for, but
yeah. So
I won't poo-poo you.
you spend a good 5 minutes getting ready, prepared to go through the X-ray machine or whatever it is. Take off your belt, take off your shoes, take the laptop out of the backpack, do all these things, go through. I'm like, okay, and the whole like stand your head, like you're like a criminal. So I come out of the thing and he's like, look at the screen. I'm like, what? What do you mean look at the screen? He goes, turn around and look at the screen. So I look around, I'm like, yeah, I see a a yellow square around my crotch. What does that mean? I go, I don't know what that means. He goes, do you have anything in your pockets? I'm like, no, you made me take it all out. I didn't say this, by the way. I go, no, I don't have anything in my pockets. He goes, okay.
Mhm.
I go, he goes, I'm gonna have to pat you down. I go, okay. And there was like this long list of rights. Like you have the right to go to another. You can have a different person do it. You can go to another room. You can go to a private area. I'm like, no, just do it. Full pat down, including a crotch hit. And
Nice. You have to pay
whatever.
extra for that normally.
So I'm just annoyed with it all. It's just so annoying. Anyway, whatever. Okay. So that's my first grievance. I'm gonna parlay this into my other grievance. So coming back, the lady behind me had a bottle of water in her bag and went through went through the metal detector, whatever. It's not a metal detector, it's like an X-ray. And I mean, the fear in her voice just made me so annoyed.
Mm.
Like what? Like she goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Ah, I should know better." I'm like, "Lady, it's just a fucking bottle of water. Like you got like, what world are we living in when you have to fear to have a bottle of water in your luggage?" I'm just like, I wanted to just say something like that, but saying something
Yeah.
in an airport is definitely not. You don't want to do that. So I just bit my lip and I'm just like, I couldn't. She didn't stop doing it either. She's like, "Oh my God, so sorry. I'm a diabetic and I need extra hydration." And I'm like, "Fine, you're allowed to drink water." Like the fact that you brought the bottle in was a mistake, but you shouldn't have this fucking guilt
Yeah,
like you're a criminal or something for a bottle of water. And by the way, if you walk 5 steps forward, you get a bottle of water. You can buy one.
yeah, for
Dumb. So
$7.
dumb.
Yeah, just
I'm just like, what the fuck? Grievance, 100%.
well, yeah. I mean, I
I almost wanted to turn to her. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I would say. I would just be like, because she just kept going on and on and on, and me, her, the panic in her voice was just unpleasant. I was like, oh my God, it's not a big deal. Like you're now, I think we've been just cajoled into being fearful of it all.
I mean, it's just
Just frustrating.
it's the whole um turn the temperature up slowly on the frog, you know. And
Yeah.
we just been taught. I mean, I remember like, just there not being any security to get on the planes. I
There's
mean,
what?
there was a metal
Oh yeah, no,
detector.
100% remember.
There was a metal detector that you walked through that never went off. You
I,
never heard it go off whatsoever.
it went off on me one time, and I kept walking, and nobody stopped me because I was late for my plane. I just went through, and I kind of like glanced over my shoulder, like, is anybody gonna stop me? And I just kept walking.
No, it's kind of like
So that was basically back in the 90s.
I'm right. Recently, I was at like we still have a mall in Fargo. Malls don't really exist much anymore. They're kind of fading out. But there's a mall, and the Best Buy is attached to the mall. And I wanted to go to Best Buy for something. I don't know what it was. I was with my family, and I wanted to go look at something. I don't know. I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Oh, I think it was. I wanted to look and see because they sometimes they sell the memory cards that you can add to a PlayStation 5, the external, because it's just
Yeah,
a strip
yeah,
of.
I remember those things.
Well, no, and they're super simple to a thing. There's like you take off the case, and then you basically open up this panel and you put it in, you
Oh,
close
it's like
it,
an
and
SSD drive.
yeah, and it basically you can add like another 5 gigs of memory
Yeah,
to
SSD
your.
drive. Yeah.
So, and I was like, and so you can buy knockoff ones all the time, but they were like, oh, they have the official ones, and I was like, oh, I'll go check that out. And but of course they were sold out, and they wanted way more money than I really wanted to spend on it. Um, Regardless, so I was sitting there, and I was like, okay, well, and then like, oh, do you want to go to the food court and get food? I don't know. For some reason, we want to go to the mall, and there was a security gate like on both sides, a security gate on both sides of it. And I mean, theoretically, if you were like somebody that was like, I want to steal from the mall, you could run out that gate, and then like all of a sudden you're around a ton of people, right? You're in like the actual mall area, and so I understand is that why they have the gate over there. Anyway, so I walked through, and it went off, and I and I and I
Oh,
and I
like a alarm that you stole
yeah,
something.
like
Oh,
boom,
okay.
boom, 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 like it made the noise. And I got about this 5 or 6 feet because I didn't realize it was me. And I was like, and then I turned around,
Guns
and I
pointed at
looked,
you.
and no, and then there was like
Kidding.
yeah. And then but then the security guard who was sitting there, this guy, he kind of looked at me, he goes, just he was like, you can go. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
And I was just kind of like, I mean, why is that? Because you were watching me the entire time that I was in
Maybe.
there,
Oh, you
or
know what was cool about the airport? There's a new wing on the C terminal, which is where BGG Con
yeah,
hotel
yeah,
is.
yeah.
There was a cashless store. Like you just scan your credit card to go in, and
Oh,
then
okay.
you pick up what you want and leave. It was pretty fun. I took stuff off and put stuff on the shelf. Like I'm like, I haven't checked my credit card yet, but I bought some what I buy? Mints and Sour Patch
Mints.
Kids. Sour Patch Kids.
I had an experience that I was pretty proud of myself about. Like, I mean, it was like one of those like, hey, I won kind of thing, if you will. Um, I I was uh I was sitting my son might hear, so I can't say out loud what it was, but he wanted an item
Piece of
for Christmas,
merchandise.
right? And I
Is
was
it
like,
Lego?
okay. Yeah. And uh and I said, oh, I got done with my Orca for like the boat for Jaws. I'm in the process of building the actual Jaws. My wife got me that for our anniversary. It's a pretty sweet
I was
setup.
thinking about getting that one. Is it good?
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, so
I should have got it on
I
triple points day. Oh well.
yeah, so I purchased said item and I was like, oh, and then it was like, okay, well, they said it's guaranteed delivery before Christmas, the whole 9 yards. And I was like, I said to myself, why didn't I set up an account on that site? Again, I can't say the site because he would know. And because chances are I'm probably going to order something from them again, and having that on there and be able to look up my order and things like that, I thought it makes sense to me to like have that. And then so I said, let's go back to that site and let's set up an account and then see if I can attach that order to my account so I can just track it down easy, right?
No
So
chance.
I went back and I looked at and the item that I bought, their Cyber Monday deal, the item that I bought was now on Tuesday, the day after Cyber Monday, was $40 less than their Cyber Monday
What?
deal. And I was like, what? So I
I
was
want to
like,
know what it was now.
so
Type
I
it in
pulled
chat.
up, so I pulled up my order and I canceled it. And they refunded my money. Like literally, like they started the refund and it was done the next day. But at the same time, I bought it, the same item again for $40 cheaper. And I was like, that was cool. And it was like no sweat, no hassle.
Why would the Cyber Tuesday price be $40 more than the Cyber Monday
No
price?
idea, man. No idea.
So Cyber Monday is a joke. I didn't buy anything this year. I bought zero Black Fridays. I usually buy something Black Friday or Cyber Monday. I bought nothing.
I bought there was a couple things I bought for my wife. Like the site had stuff, a place that I like the stuff. It was 50% off, so it was like things like that. Um Here, I'll type it
Okay,
to
type it. Type it to me. I'm
um
gonna go see Wicked tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to see it. Looks pretty
yeah,
good.
I've heard good things. Anyway, there you
I
go.
mean, I like the music too. I've seen the musical. Ah, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
So
40%, $40 more
forty
or
dollars
less.
less. Yeah, it was like
I wonder why.
it was 140 and then
Something must have
it
happened
was
to change the
137.
price.
It was 137.48, and I got that refunded, and then it
Wow, those
was
things are expensive.
$97.98 the
Wow,
next
those
day.
are expensive. If I was to get something like that, I don't know which one I would get.
Well, that's the funny thing.
I'm
So I'm going to say so like so you can guess because he can't hear you. Like, what would you think if he had to pick the thing? What would you think he would pick
I
of that
uh of that ilk.
of that
Um
ilk for that particular group of people?
uh I don't know. Uh
Well, there's definitely people that are more popular that wear that purple garb that than others that
Rand
are.
Tarkington.
Well, I mean that's old school. You got to think like
I'm
current.
kidding. I don't know. I really don't even know.
Well, I mean, you
I don't
you
follow.
think like Justin Jefferson.
Sure.
You
JJ.
think you think Justin Jefferson. You think maybe T.J. Hawkinson, the big giant tight end, because that's the position he plays when
Yeah,
he plays
whatever. Who's
football.
who's doing the best this year?
Well, not TJ. He was injured for like the first 8 weeks. He was recovering from ACL, PCL surgery. But anyway, so I'm gonna tell you that's that's like the backup tight end for the team for a
Okay.
reason. When we watch, he makes like 2 or 3 plays a game, and we're like, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, that's our
Okay.
guy.
All right. Well,
So,
I'm
you
surprised
know,
there's actually a thing
oh,
of
you
that
you can get
that
you can
of
you can
that.
get any name, if they're a player on the team, you can get it. You can get that. I'm gonna guess they don't move because they have a blank jersey, and then they are able to put the stuff on it. They like so they can add it
It's
on.
it's on demand.
Yeah. basically.
Got it. You can't walk out of there with it, but you can get it.
No, I mean,
Got it.
um, yeah. So I mean,
I'm gonna be
there's
in bad shape for Christmas.
why is that?
Well, I think it's all just gonna be money. Nobody gives me lists of anything to get them, so I'm like, what do I do? I'm not. I like to give gifts. I don't like to give money, but I think I'm just gonna have to give it money. I got some
Yeah,
stuff but I know, like, I know what she wants. She tells me what she wants, so I have a stash of stuff that I end up, at the end of the year, I'm like, hey, do you remember when you wanted this? Like, here he is.
yeah, I mean, luckily I can usually like suggest um like several things that I'm just kind of like, here's this book I want or something like that. I mean, um, yeah, nothing too bad. My mother keeps asking me, it's like, well, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And I'm like, I don't, I keep on telling her, it's like, Mom, I don't really need anything, and
Gift
plus
certificate to RPG drive through or whatever, drive through RPG or something like that.
yeah, um,
Oh, did you see the Evil Dead 2? Like, they're doing a fifth edition version of it.
no, I did not.
D&D 5e of Evil Dead 2. I
That's pretty
ordered it.
sweet. Um,
I guess there's a bunch of Evil Dead 2 stuff in the air because there's a pinball machine in Evil Dead 2. It's Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Kabuki Kid says, I love getting money, best gift. And I agree that getting money is pretty cool. I
Oh, you
mean,
know what? I had a
but
good
but
idea.
it's so, as somebody giving things, I mean, like, okay, it'd be one thing if it's like, here's $10,000 in $1 bills in a shoebox. I mean, that would be a fun thing to
I
give
got
somebody,
$100
right?
bills and $1 bills one time, and that was pretty good as a kid.
So that's a fun thing to get. But I mean, but like it's not, it's like, oh, if you buy somebody something that costs like $200, it's like, you know, giving them $200 bills is not nearly as fun as like buying them something that they're gonna want or know they're gonna like, and they get to open it. It's just not the same. I mean,
I agree.
for my, I remember for my mother's 75th birthday, um, we bought her 75 $1 scratch offs, and we had her do them with
One at a time.
we're doing one. Well, we had our two kids like did
Oh,
them.
okay.
They split them up into three piles of 25, and they scratched them all off. And I mean,
Win anything?
she won like like $26 or something like that. So
Yeah.
it was just, but I mean, it was a fun thing to do. I remember when my dad's mom turned 90. That's what he did. He bought her $91 scratch offs, and they and she actually got a $500 one when she
My
did it. That was
my
pretty sweet.
stepsister told me a good idea. She said when she gives money to her grandkids, she's a grandmother now, which is makes me feel super old.
No.
She had kids when she was pretty young. Um, she gives them the money in a puzzle box.
Oh,
So you have to solve the puzzle box to get to the money.
and
I
you get a
don't.
dollar.
No, she puts like 100 in there, a hundo
Yeah.
or something like that. 50. I don't know. Some not negligible amount.
I can remember, and this is going way back, but I can remember there was I was like 11 or 12 or something like that. And for my birthday, my mother got me, um she went out and she like, it was I mean, it was like my mom did really good. She went and she she showed me a picture, and like, as my birthday's in December, so she showed me a picture, and as you know, Scott, because our birthdays are close. Isn't your birthday close?
No, in January.
Oh, that's right, you're in January. Well, it's in the winter. So anyway,
So
where what I'm going with this is that she showed me like the page in like the JCPenney or Sears catalog of like the Star Wars action figures. And she just said, I don't even know which ones of these do you have and which ones don't you have. And she had me like circle the ones with a ballpoint pen, which ones I didn't have. And it was, of course, there was like 32 of them or whatever it was at the time. And I was like, okay, I don't have this one, don't have that one. I don't have the Hoth planet, Han Solo, with the parka on, stuff like that. And I remember I circled all of them, and then she went out and either found them or ordered them. And then I remember I got this for my birthday. I got this big box that was wrapped up, and I remember I opened it up, and inside there she had individually wrapped every single one of the figures. There was like 20 Star Wars figures in there. I remember I got to rip them all open.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. I mean, I got and it was like each one, because each one was like, which one's this? Which one's this? And it was, yeah, that was a pretty sweet moment. It was a pretty good gift. My my the uh my mom, I remember, do you remember that Guns of Navarone playset with the army men?
I
Like,
mean, I know the movie.
yeah, so there was, I remember as a
Came
kid,
out.
uh as a kid, I remember seeing the um seeing it. Here, I'll let me share my screen or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh
So your screen today.
Here we go. There we go.
Of
So
Navarone.
yeah, so like it
Oh,
had this.
I've never seen that before. Is that like the Rock of Gibraltar or whatever? Wasn't that where the guns were?
Yeah, so I mean, so it was, so there was, so this was like the set, and it had and it had all
That's
these
pretty
different
cool,
things.
actually. I never seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I mean, and it was like, and it came with all these things. I remember I remember I saw that, and I was just like, oh, I want this, super, I want it super bad. And I remember my my mother said, it's like, oh, who knows, and I remember, I mean, I like I desperately wanted this more than anything. And I remember one day, like as we pulled into the garage at my parents' house, I happened to like look up, and like in on a shelf in the garage, there was this weird box that had that I had never, like, it just was there and I had never seen it before, kind of thing. And then I was like one of those things where it's like, that's a weird, like, and I couldn't really make out what it was, like, because it was kind of like, it was like in the bottom of the box and I couldn't see it. And so when nobody else was around, I creeped into the garage. I went over and I like climbed up and I looked, and it was the Guns N' Ammo police. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it, But of course I was a kid, and I wanted it like then, I didn't want to wait. It was
Right.
like, so I figured, oh, it's gonna be for my birthday. I'm gonna get it for my birthday, and then which was like a day or two away, but I didn't get it for my birthday, and I was like, damn it, it's like, well, I didn't say damn it because I was young, and I was like, I really, really want it, and so then I don't know, as a kid, but I kind of hinted about it, like, oh, I think I know what I'm getting for Christmas, something like that, thinking that if I like laid it on real thick, my mother would just say, okay, you can just have it, like anyway, kind of thing, but. And she's like, "Oh, really?" And then like I remember one time we pulled in, and the box was gone, and it was just like, I was
It
like,
was for
"What?"
your nephew.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" I don't have. I didn't. Well, at the time I didn't have a nephew.
Shit.
And then I remember, and so then I said to my mom, I said, what happened to the box?" And she was like, "Oh, you saw that, didn't you?" And she said, um, that was actually she had like the next door neighbors say that she had bought that for her grandson, and that like like they just had my mother hold on to it for a little while, and I was just
He
devastated. I
pulled
mean,
an Alan Rickman on you.
just devastated on it, and I was just
I,
like, that's garbage. Why would you have that? It's like the one thing I wanted. And then I remember, and she's like, well, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. And I remember then like Christmas came, and I saw there was a couple of boxes that were the right size, and I was like, so I opened those up first, and they weren't what I wanted, and I just opened up all the gifts, and then I was like, okay, Santa might come through, just like
were you
maybe.
still a Santa guy
Oh
then?
yeah, we did Christmas Eve. We did Santa. I mean, I knew it wasn't real, but I was like, maybe it's a Santa gift. Maybe. And then I remember got up the next morning and I raced downstairs and I looked and there was nothing of the size or anything
Oh,
like
she
that.
totally
And
Alan
I
Rickman
just and
you.
I wanted to cry. I was just like, it was Christmas and I'm surrounded by toys, and I went, and then I remember my older brother had his bedroom downstairs, and that's where we were opening up all the gifts. That's where like the fireplace was and the Christmas tree and everything. And then my brother went and and after everybody, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Fine," just like whatever.
The
And then
guns have never
my
roamed.
brother like my brother went to the bathroom, and because he had a bathroom downstairs, like it was like his, because it was right next to the where he was. And then and he's like, because he had to, like, I don't know what, he had to like go see his girlfriend or something like that. I gotta go take a shower. And he went to the bathroom, and he said, "What the?" I remember he goes, "Hey Lance, would you get your shit out of my bathroom?" And he came out and threw the Guns of Navarone box at me. It's like, oh, thank God! Just like
So
Christmas
what'd
is
they do to you?
saved.
They were punking you.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, but
Interesting.
yeah, I played with that, man. I mean, me and my buddy Joe Giefer, who lived two doors down from me, we played with that so many times. We came up with rules for a game for it, like where the guy was, and then we took a piece of string, and like we had to, like, from the angle where the gun was to where it was, and oh yeah. And
Many a
many
battle
brave,
had been fought at the Rock of Gibraltar.
and as I got older and Fourth of July came, many brave soldier had a firecracker attached to them with string. It's like blew the or like it. I wonder if we attach it to five bottle rockets, we can get them to fly. Just good times. What?
Good story.
Check my phone.
I think I'm gonna get my nephew's gift puzzle boxes.
That'd be nice.
Of course, I got to figure out how to open them sometime because you got to open it to put something in there. There, it's weird. My nephews are never really impressed with anything. You know what I mean? Like they're very like stoic.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I put some serious gifts down their throat, and I'm like, no real reactions. A little bit, like a little,
None.
nothing.
Um. Oh, it's like my my mom's listening. She sent me a text. I told you it was Elsie. She had to keep hidden for her grandson. Yes, mom. And she's like uh she's
She pulled
laughing
she
after I
pulled an
was
Alan Rickman. Do you see that movie Love Actually?
yes.
Yeah,
I
when she
totally know.
finds the necklace and then she didn't get it.
Yeah. So
It's a heartbreaker,
my mother
man.
is
Hate that
enjoying
part.
the fun. I have to go talk to my wife real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Kind of want to watch Love Actually. I haven't watched it in a while. Do you know that movie, Matt?
Once, a long time ago, when he first came.
Once? My God, we watch it like every year. It's a regular show we watch, regular movie. There's something about it. It's just so good.
That's
It's
the
cheap.
one where uh the Bill Nye is a singer.
Yeah. Yeah. He's one of the best
Yeah, I like Bill Nye
characters.
a
I
lot.
love it. I love every bit about that movie. Except for the brother and sister. It's so sad. I mean, and the Alan Rickman, what's her name? Oh, what's her name? Can't remember now.
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson. Yeah.
That was just a stab
I
in it.
mean, it is there's some real brutal stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
going to reboot Love Actually? That would be cool.
Cool, really? You think so?
I mean, I love that movie. Something about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, watch the movie. Don't. I'm not sure. Not sure I'm down with the
If
whole
you've
re.
only seen it once, then yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'll probably watch it again at some point.
it's
But
worth watching again, I think.
there's a few movies I watch. I'll watch if they come on TV or if I just happen to. One movie that I've been watching. I mean, it's not a Christmas movie or anything, but that I've been watching probably more often than I have others in the last few years is Ready Player One.
Hmm. I watched it for like when it came out on streaming, I watched it probably like 10 times.
Yeah.
Just kept watching it. I'm like, why do I like this so much? Because it's not great. It's just good. It's fun.
I guess it must be like a lot of like pop culture stuff references.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe like
It's
some kind
funny,
of
like
childhood connection.
this book that I'm listening to right now. It's it's called He Who Fights with Monsters, and the dude is transported to an alternate mirror Earth, sort of. But it's not like mirror as in like just a couple of things are different. Like the whole thing is like completely different. Maybe the land masses are the same. That's it. But he's from
Sci-fi?
Australia. And I'm listening to the book and I'm like, that's not really an Australian accent. I mean, like, I don't know. It's pretty light. It's a pretty light accent. I don't know. And I'm like, and then I'm like, who's this narrator? And I looked up the narrator and it's this guy named Heath Miller. I'm like, Heath Miller. What's that? I mean, like, he does like English accents and Irish and Scottish and Australian accents and stuff like that. Yeah, the guy's from New South Wales, so he's
Oh, okay.
Australian. So I think he's really kind of lightening it a lot for people because I know there's some people like
Yeah.
in North America that like we watched this one Scottish show called Still Game, and we have to put
Subtitles.
subtitles on sometimes.
If you have you seen Snatch?
Yeah.
I love like you can throw subtitles on that movie with
Oh, for Brad Pitt's
Brad
character,
Pitt,
for
and you're like,
sure.
what did I can't believe he just said that. It didn't sound like he said that,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a movie I haven't seen in a while. Like I wouldn't mind to watch
I
it
like
again.
that movie a lot.
Snatch was a good one.
But
I feel like those movies are gone. Like is that a Guy Ritchie movie? I can't remember.
yeah,
Is it Guy Ritchie or is it? It feels like it's Guy Ritchie-esque.
yeah, I think it is a Guy Ritchie movie. Kabuki Kid probably knows.
It is Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Like where did the Guy Ritchie movies go?
Yeah.
They're gone. Like we need another Sherlock Holmes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Director. Let's see. I guess his latest one is. Whoop.
Hey, Hunger Gamer's logging in from the freaking airport.
Forrest
Right.
Gump.
And I managed to get into the lounge for free.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nice. What are you
Is that
drinking?
is that gratis?
That's a oh yeah.
Is that an iced tea?
It's free.
No, it's a gold rush.
What's
It's
a gold rush?
What's a gold rush?
Whiskey and some agave and some bitters and something else.
You're all fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to
And
drink a special whiskey last week or bourbon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Pappy Van Winkle.
That's what
Do you have any idea what a bottle of that costs? Like the 15-year-old?
a lot.
Yeah, like $2,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're giving it to me? He's like, yeah, we're drinking it. I'm like, okay.
were you hanging out with Bonacor?
No, this is my
And
brother.
what'd you think?
It was fine. I
Who
don't
drinks
really know.
Pappy Van
I don't know
Winkle?
bourbons. I mean, here's the thing: is one of the best bourbons I ever tasted. Now, is it one of the 3 bourbons I've ever tasted? Yes, 3. I'm not like
Oh, I was talking about bourbon today too with
I'm not a
Mike
connoisseur.
Giuliano.
What's that?
I was talking about bourbon today too with Mike Giuliano.
Oh, okay.
Bullet bourbon I like.
Just
Bullet
give
is
me
a
my
craft
old
bourbon.
tub, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I have a slight grievance with Matt telling me to go visit 37 booths at PAX. What the crap?
37? Man.
He's like, everyone go visit all the companies I worked with this year. Oh, it's so many.
That's not.
Did he clip his hair when he said it?
I'm trying
did.
to like give people business, man.
37? That's a lot.
It wasn't 37. It
That's
was
like
like
clerks. That's like a
10.
clerk's number.
It was
37.
like 10. Hold on. Fucking 37. Jesus. I don't know. I was pretty happy with my PAX you, PAX not me thing. That was
That's
pretty
pretty funny.
I was pretty happy with that.
Pretty good.
Um it even got stolen too by fucking Andrew, which is funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 or 15.
Andrew Styles, that guy's the worst.
He is the worst. He's a really good wine tutor though. Knows his shit.
Yeah, I was scrolling through the games to be released or whatever. And I just kept on like looking and looking and looking. And I was just,
The
I mean,
games
I mean,
that they've all
and
come
again,
out. There's
I'm
nothing
not the
really-
person. I'm not the person to turn to for these situations, right? I'm not the person to ask, what looks good to you? You know, because nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, everything's
Such a
horrible.
curmudgeon.
Nobody's
Well, so
happy.
many
You're
of them
like the
too
curmudgeon
have
of the
already been
gamer.
out.
What do you say, Matt?
So many of them too have already like that came
Oh
out.
yeah, I mean it's December. Nothing's come out, you know. I mean it's all.
Yeah, there's. I don't.
Everybody's everything.
I mean, is anybody releasing anything
I don't think so.
like a quote unquote insert?
Amigo has that they have copies of that 3 chapters game, which is like a Essen release, but it's not in English yet. But you can get the German, and they'll give you the English cards. They have like 50 or 100 decks of the English cards. So if you buy it, they'll give you the English
Amazon?
cards.
3 chapters.
Yeah, and it's like 3 chapters, and it's just like it's a drafting game. It's a game kind of like it has 3 different phases. I forget, like they have 3 separate mechanics, and so like you draft this hand of cards, and then you have to alter it as it goes on. The guy was explaining it to me. I can't remember his name. The
A
Amigo
trick-taking
guy.
game with 3 phases.
Yep.
Cool.
So I mean that's one that like people were excited about, and he was showing it off at BGG Con. People were having fun, or
Let
looked
me
like they were having
search the
fun.
preview, see if there's anything that's not. I don't.
Yeah, I'm like searching the preview. I'm like, I mean, again,
I mean, it's 389 titles.
but I mean, I'm not seeing anything
Inferno
new.
will be there. Inferno is pretty good. It's not. My
Well, if you
favorite.
like my post yesterday or today or whatever it was, wait till you see the other 15 posts I'm going to post about games we have coming out of PAX.
You're a
No.
monster.
Oh, I guess the
Yeah,
Fellowship of the
Inferno.
Ring trick-taking game is going to be
Shameless
out.
self-promotion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Inferno's pretty cool. I previewed that one.
I mean, everybody's
that's
telling me that Unconscious Mind is great, but I'm like, well, if you find
My
somebody that wants
God.
to teach it to me,
Here's the thing that sucks. My group played it at BGG Con, and they were like, "Nope, not going to play it again." I'm like, "No, I want to play it. I'm never going to play it."
Really?
It's got a lot going
They
on.
had a brutal playthrough. I mean, playing that game at BGG Con was, I think, a mistake because it's so complicated.
Oh, is
Especially
it?
if nobody knows how to play already.
And yeah, they were
that's
learning from the
terrible.
rule book.
Terrible choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
I tried to, I wasn't around them to dissuade them from it.
Waste Knight's expansion. That's interesting.
Man,
to
I
me.
really wanted to like Waste Knights, and I just don't.
It's a weird game where the first edition was probably better. I mean, just
I don't know.
that.
Just something about it just didn't work for me. And I like that kind of style of game. I love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, lots of story-based stuff.
Lots of story, lots of cool stuff. Roll dice, fight.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I should like that.
Yeah, I do think that I think it was one of those things where the original first edition was a lot more rough, but I think like they smoothed out too many of the edges.
Hmm.
But what do
Made
I
it
know?
Not as interesting.
Hey, I dig the
thought it was
shirt,
pretty
Will.
cool. Yeah, Luthier. Is that out now?
No, not yet. It's
No.
not.
Let's see here.
No, it's I did the preview of it. It was funny. He sent me the shirt. You know, I saw the preview as a shirt too. I wore it to Gen Con. Like the first day I just got in. I was sitting there playing a game with Seppi and Fight in the Box, and somebody walked in. I was like, "How did he get a shirt? It's not fair. How did God get a shirt? It's not fair. I can't believe it." And in retrospect, I was like, I wish I'd just taken it off. Like I
Go bare
like I'd
chested.
been, yeah, like I'd been in like a red eye overnight. Just been like, here, you can have it. Like I saw Dave Beck and I told him about it. He was like, "What is wrong with people?" So it's now my first day con shirt from now until forever.
There you go. Perfect. So I have a grievance. We
Mine's
went
Maka
about
Game
blue
says,
list.
wait, I apologize, but Maka Game says the game licensed to Krill.
Oh God.
Is it a whale game?
Yeah, but
You know what? I played it. It's pretty fun for a light little game, and you shove the
it has
cards
and
in
it has
Krill's
a
mouth.
it has a krill. It has a cool looking whale with a leather jacket on, plush. That,
Yeah, and that's and that's the box. Like that, all the cards go in there, and it goes around the table, and it eats the krill.
You know what would be cooler? License to Krell.
Ooh.
You know what the Krell are?
Yes, I remember the Krell.
Krell, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, Matthew. Grievance. Go.
So
Give
we went to a
reference.
show on Saturday night. Cover band, rather popular cover band here in Ontario, I mean, on Canada, anyways, by the name of Dwayne Gretzky.
Good name.
Yeah, it was a great game, great name. And they have, I found it at the show. They have a repertoire of 830 songs.
Did they play them all?
Wow.
They did not.
Well, that's a grievance.
My grievance is
They played
The
829 of them.
the people in the venue wouldn't shut the fuck up. And there was enough people there. There was probably a few hundred people there. So when when you have that many people there and people won't shut up, you just hear this murmur, right? This like loud murmur.
Oh.
And for anything but a really banger of a song, you could hear it, and it was just so frustrating.
And it was
that
Canada,
sucks.
so it was a bunch of story.
Yeah, not so much.
Sorry.
A lot
I
of
had
drunken
I had that
idiots.
experience for Metric opening for Smashing Pumpkins. Like fucking Metric. I love Metric. And everybody's just yammering. And I'm like, I can't hear the band. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's frustrating.
very. Oh, they're Canadian. They're Canadian too. Metric. I know them.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, me too. I saw them. We used to have this thing called the Tulip Festival. We still have it, but they don't do concerts anymore. I saw Metric for the first time like 20 some odd years ago
Oh,
at
wow,
the
they've been around a while.
Tulip Festival. Oh yeah, long time. Yeah, 1998 they started,
Wow. Did not
or
know
so it says here.
I was a sophomore in high school.
I was
that.
out of high school by 6 years.
I might have been a
I
junior.
was
depending
well
on.
into my third job.
Well, stop getting fired.
I know. Well, no, I never have been fired.
But you kept getting brought to different companies by your buddy.
Yeah, my buddy Charlie. Charlie
He
kept
dragged you
calling me.
along every time.
I'm surprised he hasn't called me lately. Yeah,
You kidding? He's hoping you're going to call him for some of that DGG money.
I know. He works for Valve though. I don't think I can compete.
What was?
Oh, Lance, we played our first game tonight, even though we didn't really use it. We played our first game tonight with the infrared overlay for the TV that we had, so it
Nice.
can sense all the different things. Yeah, we didn't really use it though, unfortunately. It was more of a role play session tonight, but really anxious to get that going.
Well, there's my
Oh.
grievance. You didn't use it to tell us about it. Go use it right now. Tell us how it works.
It's at his place. I watched your video, Lance. It was good. I enjoyed your Grognard video.
My angry ranting. Well,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
was excellent. It was funny.
Oh,
It started off pretty
You have a
tame.
new angry rant? You have a new angry rant video?
Yeah, it was good. It started off pretty tame, and then the F-bomb started to pop.
These
Lance was like
fucking assholes.
ratcheting up
Nullers.
visibly. And another thing.
And another thing, yeah, I had an interaction with somebody in person that went sour really quickly, and then I got home and I sat there and I thought about it for a while, and then I was like, well, I might as well just put my thoughts into
Are they gonna watch the video?
who knows, who cares.
Matt, you already did.
Yeah, he already did, Matthew. No, I'm trying to remember the I there's something for sale that I can buy my son that I know he like. I might have to get that license to krill. I like that little whale.
It's a cute. It sounds like a pejorative. It's not. Completely inoffensive game.
Hold on,
You
give me. Hey, William, when do you have to go and get in line and go to your plane?
Like an hour.
All right,
Oh, you gotta
cool.
watch.
We can do initials when I get back. Hold on.
Actually, I'm gonna get another beverage.
Oh, I want that license to
Another free beverage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you tip. That's the thing.
Of
that we do
course,
here in
of course you
America.
tip.
Is it like the American Airlines Lounge or something?
Club SFO. It's with my credit card gives me access to stuff.
I should look
When I
at.
leave Philly,
I used to
yeah,
be able to
when
get
I,
into the American Airlines Club with my Amex, and now it's no longer. No longer. It means it's been like 10 years since they've allowed that. But
Are you getting another Gold Rush?
I was thinking about it. So you got a better idea?
Old fashioned?
All right, I'll do that. I'm not really gonna walk up in like,
Manhattan.
oh, actually, that's a better idea. Matt, you're fired. You know, be creative like Aldi.
This is basically the same drink.
What did you just say? Manhattan?
Manhattan. Manhattan.
Yeah.
So we went to this, speaking of Manhattans and old fashions and stuff, we went to this, there's a couple of bars downtown that do these Christmas pop-ups where they take wrapping paper and they put it as wallpaper on the walls and stuff, and they really do it up well. There's one restaurant that bar that really does it up well. They have like a dozen or 15 themed cocktails. But the cool thing about it is every single cocktail has its own unique glass that you can purchase if you want. Um, and the one I had, I think the one Giselle had last year was called the Yippee Ki motherfucker. And it was like 7 kinds of rum and some purple stuff. Um,
Simple stuff.
she really liked it. And I had
It was ecstasy.
I had a gingerbread Manhattan or old fashioned.
Huh.
And it was such a great time. We're gonna go actually. It just started like 2 days ago for this year, so we're gonna go again. I think it should be really fun.
There's this German restaurant in Dallas that serves all the beers in the proper glass for the brewery. Like every city in Germany has its own glass.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Pretty, yeah,
That's cool. That's my only regret about ever having been to Essen.
yeah.
Just
we
the
did that at a bar I worked
beer.
at, where you had like the Leffy glass,
The right
like
glass.
all those the Stella or the Erdinger or whatever it was. My favorite's the Erdinger one because it's like a super tall pilsner.
Oh, that's the tall, skinny one.
Mm,
See, look how classy this place is.
it's very
It's pretty
classy.
swank.
You're raising the
I like
bar
the
for it
lighting.
too, Will. Very
Yeah.
svelte these days with your running and
Yeah, I was pretty pumped. I got that the actual 5K in about 11-minute miles.
that's fantastic. Yeah, it was a 10:38 or something like that.
Yes. No, I did the full 5K was just over 11, but I just did 2 miles and 10:38 pace. So, but
That's
yeah, that's hitting that 10 minute. I remember back when I was in high school, like 10-minute mile was like super stuff. Thank you so much. And now I'm like, God, I'd kill to get 10 minutes.
I do, but right these days, if I go running, and I can't run these days. But when I stopped, I was doing like a 6 minute kilometer.
Ooh, good call, Aldi. This is nice.
Oh, let me see it. Oh yeah, look. Oh, with the cherry and everything. Yeah,
You got
that's
the little kind of faux martini glass. It's very nice.
the orange peel.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
I love Manhattans.
there we go.
Wish I
I
still
miss
drank.
Manhattans, he says.
Drinking is not as
Think
fun
we'll-
as it used to be for me.
No.
I drank it Thanksgiving, and I'm like, this is why I don't. That's why I quit. It just makes me feel so bad.
Yeah,
Awful.
when we went to the show on Saturday night, I had 2 drinks, 2 IPAs, and I must have been like soup. I must have eaten something super salty that day because my hands were super tight.
Oh yeah, you get like swollen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like retaining the water. Yeah.
retaining water and dehydrated, and
Wow.
dehydrated and drinking, never a good
No
idea
good.
together. So I woke up after 2 beers. I woke up the next day fucking completely hungover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mind you, they
that's
were
like
like
and
6.5%.
my whole family drinks wine,
Yeah.
and my brother-in-law has a cellar. And with all the bourbons, I'm like, well, okay, I'll cover a couple. It was a mistake. Mistake. I regret all of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really a
Well,
ton. It was not a.
you just send that $2,000 bourbon my way, buddy.
I had two glasses of it in 2 different nights. The first night I was like, I'll just taste it, and then the second night I had like a
Proper pour.
pour to really get it. It was good.
Proper pour.
What does your brother do that he's chilling with $2,000 bottles?
He is I don't know exactly, but I think he's an investment banker. Pretty sure. They call him the mayor of Memphis. He knows
With a
everybody.
nickname like that, you better have a bottle
He
of
knows
pop.
everybody. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Is it organized crime?
No, he's pretty straight and narrow.
He
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to dig into like how he got it, or I go, did a client give that to you or something, or like he goes, no, I bought it myself. Like, okay, he
yeah.
just thought it was cool. Like, okay,
Here, my son and I played this. We had a blast.
Oh, I've heard
is
about
that
that.
published?
It is
Sort of.
not. This was a
Scott posted pictures of it. That's why I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just Scott like called people and was like, "You want to buy one?"
he posted that he was going to make a game. So do you remember playing that old? Like a lot of people had them, but like the one is the bowling game where the bowling ball was the wind up, and it was like a travel game.
Yeah, yeah. Where you would set it on the thing and it would drive. It would walk.
It would
Walk down
walk
the.
down, hop down, and they would knock
Yeah,
over
was it
pins.
like a Tomy game?
Yeah, I think so.
Tomy.
And so like that's the one. Like he said, I used to love playing these games, and he was like, I'm trying to come up with a game that uses a wind up uh toy basically, and so he said if I have enough interest in doing this, I'll develop it and I'll make it. And so I think he charged us each $75 for the game plus shipping, and he ended up actually losing a little bit of money. And I think he
Oh,
made like 50 copies of it.
so he handmade them.
Well, I mean, he didn't,
He printed them.
yeah, he contacted the company in China to have them make, but then once he got the boxes and everything, he put it all together and he sent them out.
Yeah,
And so
Peter Vaughn got it too.
and so like the big theory is that theoretically maybe a publisher will get a hold of it and say that looks like it'd be something fun and let's do it for real kind of thing. And my son and I had a blast. It was,
Nice.
it's just one of those things where and maybe he'll publish it and then this will be like those super rare first editions of it, or maybe it'll be something that just these are the only copies that ever get made. But
Yeah.
but I guess, and Scott says he's thinking about doing it more of them. He's going to call them like a Scott Rogers signature game, and he's just going to do small little print runs and then just make them. I was trying to remember the first game. I think it was Ray Guns and Rocket Chips was the first game of his
Oh,
that I
yeah.
reviewed. And but anyway, super nice guy, super good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my two commercials before we do
Ooh, commercials.
what? No, the two commercials. That before we do any of the before we do initials, then we're gonna cut early because like I said, I gotta get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go to a plane.
You're not gonna
One,
sleep.
one, the go to Board Game Geek, pay the sponsorship fee, belly up to the bar, and give the money.
Thank you guys.
Just go and do it. It's an invaluable
You'll fundraiser.
resource. Yep. Just to pay your tab, if you will, and make that happen. And the other thing is that Love Conquers All, the game from Jeff Sidek and Guerrilla Games, it is funded. I know for a fact that loyal Alaboomers have backed it. I know you have, but I mean, if you haven't, please
Backed
consider doing it. It's like it's $25. I mean, it's like it's nothing. I mean, it's like I mean that's you going and grabbing a burger. So make a bologna sandwich and buy it. Jeff just did his final chemotherapy treatment yesterday.
Oh, really?
So and now like he's basically got to let uh the poison, as he said, I got to let the poison work its way through my body and do what it's supposed to do. And he said the next 2-3 weeks are going to be horrible. I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm not going to be able to do anything. But he's excited. In the new year, he's going to come on the Alaboom again and talk to us about his treatment and his cancer and games and all things like that. And he's super excited to do it. So think good thoughts towards him as what a crummy way to spend Christmas, right?
Totally.
So just and like I said, the best, I'm a big believer in positive thoughts and positive karma, and you can call them prayers, thoughts, whatever you want to. I'm a big believer in it. I do think the universe
But not thoughts and prayers. That's been tarnished.
Yeah, no, I'm a big believer in that stuff. I think that the universe does respond. So if you can't spare the money, I understand. But I think the best way you could support him would be to back his game, Love Conquers All, on Kickstarter right now, and go ahead and do that. But anyway, uh, I will now get off my soapbox. And now we lost William, or is William there? Yeah, he is. Okay, so
All right.
Scott's got initials.
All right, I got initials.
So wait a minute, how did you
Not
get
my
into the
best work.
lounge? Are you like a frequent flyer?
No, my credit card. It's one of the perks. And this first time I ever tried it, and it actually worked.
Great. Well,
Hey,
good for
look,
you.
there's a creator spotlight on Board Game Geek right now on the website.
Oh yeah, Aldi, thank you. I don't know if you did that, but
Oh
that was
yeah,
neat.
I popped you. I popped you up there.
I appreciate
I
that.
Try to cycle
I
through.
wonder why
I try
I
to
know.
cycle every couple weeks of different people.
Hmm.
Yeah, so somebody actually took a screenshot and just the thing and just see like all the thumbnails that are the same with different boxes. They said, it's like, what is this bullshit? They just, I got an email
Did someone?
from a publisher.
Did you actually get? Really? From?
Yeah. I mean,
That was a joke?
I know. Yeah. Oh, that'd
Oh.
be so great. It's publisher I don't know. Just like sent it. No, it's just someone I know, but like I hadn't heard from him in forever, and I just got
Okay.
just like the subject was LOL. And it was, what is this bull crap? Screenshot.
There's a lot of creators out there these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many. Anyway,
And we're
it's
all
good.
very
It's good
self-employed.
times. I mean, it's all more the merrier, honestly. Okay. Initials are T S. Very
He what? Sorry.
T S.
Now, I mean, and I'm not trying to slant anything in any way, shape, or form, but the rules are, uh, the counts as a word.
Yeah,
It
but
is not. It is.
not for me.
Oh.
There are no thes here. Did you have a T? Did you do T last week?
Yeah, and I had those. Well, no, and that wasn't last week. It was months
It was a
ago
couple
or
weeks ago.
whatever. But, yeah. I mean, here I'm writing down on my notepad here. Okay.
Okay.
We're
ready?
not going to have a repeat of the Procol Harum incident, are we?
Shut your
The what?
goddamn mouth.
The what?
Moving on. First item. First clue.
First item. Item number 1. First clue. It's shaped like a bow tie. Clue number 2. It's a board game designed by Reiner Knizia.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, one of two games then?
375.
Yeah.
Clue number 3. It's brightly lit by digital screens. Clue number 4. Balls are dropped here. Clue number 5. 330,000 people pass through here daily.
Oh.
Final clue. Famous location found at the intersection of Broadway and 42nd Street.
Wait.
Matt.
I think it was Lance.
I think it was.
I heard Lance.
Times Square.
Times Square. Times Square. Yeah, correct. All right.
That's a rare Phoenicia game. Times Square.
It is, yeah, Times Square. It's been renamed, but it originally came out as Times Square. All right. Item number 2. First clue. Originally human operated. The first electric one was developed in 1912.
Tell those people to shut up, Will.
Clue number 2. Also known as robots in South Africa. Clue number 3. The Vienna Convention was created to standardize their use worldwide. The U.S. does not participate. course. Clue number 4. Amber, green, and red.
Lance,
Lance.
Matt.
traffic signals.
Traffic signal is correct. You got it, Lance. Emergency
I just
vehicles
want you
can communicate with them. I did not think that was a reality, but I don't know. I couldn't fact check it.
I just
Oh
want you to
yeah,
know.
yeah. They're able to. There's like
How is
like
it?
a
How is there
frequency.
not a hack for that?
Oh, people have, and they've gone to jail.
And they go to jail. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
and
also known
they
as a
go to
stoplight.
they go directly to jail.
Yeah. Okay. I was
They
wondering.
do not pass go.
There's a very lovely date happening over there, Lance. Nothing's going on. They're feeding each other dessert, and feeding each other food. So I mean, like, don't curmudgeon their love. All right.
Maybe they want to play too.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with them. They're playing with each other. That's enough.
All right. Item number 3.
True story.
The first word is sometimes shortened to 4 letters. Hmm. Clue number 2. There can be up to 4 levels, but usually only 3 are used. Clue number 3. There are many scams that claim to be from this for Microsoft.
Matt.
Matt,
Technical support.
technical support.
Ah,
Nice.
nice tech support.
Tech support.
Yeah.
It's usually outsourced. You can call, chat, or email. They resolve customer issues. Okay.
I haven't had enough to drink to be this dumb.
All right. Item number 4. First clue. Acquired the nickname Plimsoll in the 1870s.
Plimsoll.
Oh,
Plimsoll.
Soul.
Clue number 2. 90% of them end up in landfills. Like almost everything else that's on relevant. Clue number 3. Usually made of dense rubber, and sometimes they have spikes. Clue number 4. Some collectible ones cost more than $1,000.
Matt.
Matt,
Tennis shoes.
tennis shoe.
Wow.
During the 1950s, children and adolescents began to use them as the dress codes were relaxed and also known as trainer or sneaker.
Yeah, we call them sneakers here, or running shoes.
Yeah.
It's one of my the old Simpsons when they think that when the grandpa solves the crime or whatever, he goes, I knew he was a cat burglar because he was wearing sneakers for sneaking.
Ah, okay. Item number 5, clue number 1. One of the earliest known in the United Kingdom was set up by the Wolverhampton Society for the Blind in 1888. Did you get all that?
Barely.
Sounds like a Reiner Knizia game.
You got it.
Yeah.
Clue number 2. However, it was during the Second World War that they became more widespread. Clue number 3. In 2010, a verb was created to describe using them.
2010?
2010. A verb. Clue number 4. As of 2023, there were 28,722 of them in the US. Atlanta has the most per capita. Clue number 5. People who oppose sweatshops often purchase from them. Final clue?
Oh, Matt,
Matt,
thrift shop.
thrift shop, thrift store, thrift shop. Yeah, correct.
What was Macklemore going to be a clue?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
got
I should have had a Malcolm clue in there. The Salvation Army has a network of them, by the way. This is clue number 6.
Pop some tags, man.
All right. Item 6, clue 1. Originated in 1907. Clue number 2. In the 1900 through 1966, some were retractable, but they easily broke off or got stuck. Clue number 3. They are activated by a stalk.
By a sock?
Stock.
Stop.
Stock. Clue number 4. Standards were developed to govern minimum and maximum permissible intensity levels, minimum horizontal and vertical angles of visibility, and minimum
Matt.
illuminated surface area. Matt.
Television sets.
Eh.
Oh, thank God, because that was going to be my guess.
Yeah,
Do you want me to say
yes,
that clue again?
those
Yeah,
retractable television sets. Yes.
Standards were developed to govern minimum and maximum permissible intensity levels, minimum horizontal and vertical angles of visibility, and minimum illuminated surface area.
Television set.
Yeah.
Clue number 5. Until the early 1960s, most front ones emitted white light, and most rear ones emitted red light.
Well,
Well,
turn signals.
turn signal.
Oh,
Clue number 6, also called a blinker.
No,
Get out of here. Television set.
well, no, because the antenna.
I don't see.
I can
got
see
you.
that. Yeah, I can see that.
I was thinking of like at first like the radio antenna on cars, but I was like, that's not a T. That's where I was stuck for a long time on that.
I felt where you're going with that, buddy.
Item number 7. Clue number 1. Sometimes they create idols. Clue number 2. You probably were in one of these in high school or saw one. Clue number 3. Since the late 1940s, they have become a notable genre of reality television.
Matt.
Matt,
Talent show.
talent show is correct.
God, where's my brain on this?
I know.
I don't know. Lance, you and my brain are playing a game together because I just
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I came busting out the gate, and then yeah, all right.
All right. Item number 9. First clue. It can go up to 73 miles per hour. Clue number 2. It is an intermediate stage. Clue number 3. Depending on its location, it is referred to by different names.
Let's
Lance,
tropical storm.
tropical storm. You got it.
Oh,
Nailed it.
Can anybody hear me now? There it goes.
Hey, Forrest.
Okay.
Lance, you're allowed to come to PAX now. We needed you to get one more. You're allowed to come.
The first one originated in 1508 near Puerto Rico. First one on
Somehow I
record.
feel like
First one on record.
there's some before that. Yeah.
First one on record. The largest one had a diameter of 1,380 meters. It is a rapidly rotating system with a low pressure center, closed level atmospheric circulation, and strong winds.
What was the
Get out
biggest
of here,
one?
nerd.
What's that?
What was the biggest one? Was it named?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get a name because it turns into a hurricane after that. After 73 miles an hour, anything more than that becomes a hurricane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's basically a tropical storm up to that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it's
also has
74
to be-
miles an hour, it's a trash hurricane.
All right. Item number 10, first clue. By the way, remind me to come back to item number 8. I skipped it.
Why don't you just do it right now?
I'll come back.
Started 10.
I need the timing. It needs a bit better timing. All right. Item number 10. Clue number 1. A hip hop song from 1998. Clue number 2. Also a 1988 American romantic crime film.
That was 7, man.
1998 or 88?
1988. Clue number 3. Also a rock song from 1973.
Oh, I have a guess, but I don't.
Do it, Lance. Do it.
Clue number 4. A popular version was created in 1973 by Bobby Lozoff and Billy Rice. Clue number 5. The signature look is created by adding the grenadine.
Will.
Forrest? Did you call in Forrest?
I did.
Will did.
I did first.
I think Forrest.
Will.
Yeah, Forrest was first.
Forrest got you.
Oh, you're all monsters.
Five.
Taking way too long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give that countdown.
Give a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will.
Will. Shirley Temple.
No, it's TS.
No.
Yes.
What?
TS, not SP.
TS.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's reversed.
Get him another
Temple of
drink.
Shirley. Temple of Shirley.
Nope.
Damn it.
All right.
Oh God!
Anyone
I hope
else?
there's someone on the stream right now because I'm so dumb.
All right. 6 clue.
That's why I didn't answer. I thought the same fucking
Give me the
thing.
6.
A cocktail made of orange juice and grenadine syrup, also alcohol.
Yeah.
A specific type of alcohol. Maybe I made this too hard.
Lance.
Oh,
Lance.
Tequila Sunrise.
Tequila Sunrise.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I
the
don't know
song. There's the song. Damn it. Yep.
that. I bartended for like
Eagles.
years.
A tequila.
Well, I didn't say tequila, orange juice, and syrup, but I should. I can't say the word tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie where he's in the pool, dead at the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
There's
Who was in that
movie
movie?
called-
It was like James
Mel
Woods,
Gibson?
Mel Gibson, and what's her name?
wow! It's a who's who of
Pfeiffer?
cancer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. I think. All right. Number 11. Item 11. Clue number 1. Originated in the 1920s. Clue number 2. Some of them have been released commercially. Clue number 3. Wrestlers have these. Clue number 4. It's used to build brand identity.
Matt?
Well,
Not right. Tracksuits?
No. Will?
Here.
well, theme song.
Theme song.
Ooh,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Yeah.
Tracksuit.
The Rembrandt.
The Adidas and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Let me
That's it.
just a quick thing about theme songs. There was when I played softball a lot in our beer league softball team. Somebody had the presence of mind, like, this is when I was in my late 20s. They're like, hey, I'm gonna make that was when people started burning their own CDs, and they were gonna bring their like big giant, like walking stereo, like a boombox or whatever, and we're gonna play people's theme music when they walk up. And he was like, I picked a theme music for everybody when they go up to bat. And I was like, and so like, yeah, I was a good batter. I was good. And I remember, like, everybody else has had
Was
cool
yours Baby
things.
Shark?
Well, no, this is like 1998, 1999. So it was like people had like cool like Empire Strike dun 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 dun, like going up and like, and I was super excited. I was like batting fifth or sixth or whatever, and I was coming up and like there's two men on, and I start walking up, and it was like the weird ass like
Three Stooges theme?
music from Uncle Buck, ba da wop wop ba
I don't remember that.
like the weird tuba that plays whenever he's
Right.
driving his beat up car. I was so mad. I thought I was gonna have something cool, like like Star Wars or something. Nope. Just
I love
Uncle
that
Buck.
for you. I love that for you.
Uncle
You
Buck.
gotta own that one.
Yeah, what's up, Evan?
All
By the way,
All right, I'm going back to number 8.
there
right.
it is.
Clue number 1.
Oh wait, what's the letters? I can still win this.
TS.
It doesn't. No, it's ST as I established.
Testicular
So
statistics.
like the most recent answer was Tequila Sunrise. So
Right.
Actually,
Right.
the theme song was the most recent one. Thank you. That was mine.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, you sure it wasn't Shirley Temple there, smart guy? Anyway,
You know what? Go back to Procol Harum.
oh.
Shirley Temple
All right.
was the ambassador to Ghana. Okay, go ahead.
She was the ambassador to Prague
Oh.
or to Czech Republic.
God, Evan, you can't even get that
Czechoslovakia.
right.
All right. Item number 1. Originated on September 11th, 1928.
Never forget.
Too soon. Oh, that's
Number
it.
2. There are a wide variety of formats and genres. Clue number 3. Before the 1980s, they were mostly static, and the order didn't matter. But after the 1980s, many of them featured progressive change.
Forrest.
Forrest.
Television sitcom.
Matt,
Matt.
television show.
Television show.
You
Sorry,
damn
more
dirty
generic.
dog.
I love how confident Forrest was about that.
You were pretty
He's
close.
so
man.
right.
You almost got it. As of 2022, there were 817,000 of them.
That would have given it to me.
Wow.
They're all
The average price of one is $3 million. A serialized visual storytelling medium delivered through screens. Okay. Back to 12. Clue number 1. Originated in 2000. Clue number 2. It hit number 1 on December 9th, 2010. Clue number 3. Sold over 100,000 copies. Clue number 4. There is an electronic version.
Two words.
Clue number 5. The space race is very important.
Forrest.
Forrest.
Twilight Struggle.
Yeah, you got
And
it.
it is not. It is not. It is fool's gold. It is damn fool's gold. I always go for it,
One
and I've
second.
lost.
Hey,
That's
lock the door, please.
10 out of 10
Shirley
times.
Temple.
Every time.
Shirley
Charlie
Before
Shemp.
the space queue, I-
Wait a minute.
Shirley Temple was the ambassador.
I was playing Struggle Twilight. Was I playing it wrong?
Before the space clue, I was gonna say, well, you should chime in with Stop Thief.
Mm.
Shirley Temple
Oh.
was the
Like it.
ambassador to Ghana in 74 to 76, and the ambassador to Czechoslovakia in 89 to 92.
Oh, there you go. Did not
You know
know
what, Evan? Nobody likes anybody that brings facts.
Actually,
All right. Item 13. What's the score?
Me 5, Lance
I'm
4.
pretty sure I'm
Will
winning.
2, Forrest
I think I only
1.
have 3. Wait, I don't have any, do I?
No, you just got one.
Oh.
You just got one. All right. Item number 13. Clue number 1. Originated in 1960. Clue number 2. Was a time traveler. Clue number 3. Was second in command on a train traveling around the world.
What was the first clue again?
Originated in 1960.
Nope.
Clue number 4. Was an attorney that hired a hitman.
Lance.
Lance.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton. I knew
Yeah.
Lance would get that one.
The Michael
Nice.
Clayton.
This was all for you.
Yeah, Mike. One of the finest movies ever made.
Was clue number 5 is the ancient one. Clue number 6, a British actress known for playing eccentric and enigmatic characters such as in movies such as Avengers Endgame and Michael Clayton. Okay.
Michael Clayton, fantastic movie.
Yeah. All right. Item 14, clue number 1. First reported in 1825. Clue number 2. In 1972, there were 100 occurrences, but it's thought there was much higher. Clue number 3. The exact cause is unknown, but it is well established that both genetic and environmental factors are involved. Clue number 4. It's speculated that Mozart suffered from this.
Forrest.
Forrest.
Tourette syndrome.
Tourette syndrome. You got it. Did you know that Mozart thing?
No.
Oh, you didn't know that? Okay. Common forms include blinking, coughing, throat clearing, sniffing, and facial movements. And number 6 is a neurodevelopment disorder that characterized by multiple movements, tics, and at least one vocal tic. All right. Last item. Clue number 1.
I'm gonna win.
Originated in 1938. Clue number 2. Worked as an assistant to professional golfer Reg Knight in East London. Clue number 3. In 1978, appeared in a famous scene with Marlon Brando.
There's like 3 people I want to guess.
Go for it.
Clue number 4. First movie was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in the movie Billy Budd.
Man, I know you 3 were there. But
Yeah, you were not born yet. Clue number 5. Nominated for many awards in 1994 for playing a transgender woman on a road trip in Australia.
Oh,
I can't think of the name.
All right.
that's kind of the.
Oh shit.
Clue number 6. Best known for playing Zod in Superman.
Lance.
And Wilson in the Limey.
Lance. Terrence Stamp, baby.
Jesus.
Terrence Stamp. You got it.
Oh.
And Evan was on the tip of your tongue, right?
He was on tip of his
Well,
tongue.
no,
One of the best movies ever. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I've never seen it.
Kneel,
I've never
son
seen
of
that one.
Jor-El. Kneel before Zod.
You should watch it, Scott.
The Limey is underrated too, man. Or well,
Limey's really
The
great. too.
Limey.
love the
is
Limey.
You know, when the guy comes after he goes back in, after they beat him up and throw him out, he goes back in and he kills all of them except for the one guy running out, and he's got the who he shot. He's like, "You tell him I'm coming, and I'm bringing hell with me."
Yeah,
Oh.
pretty crazy.
And that was the bad guy was why can't I think of his name right now? Peter Fonda.
Lance, you just pulled it out.
Yeah, I know.
6522.
Peter Fonda was
Peter,
played the bad
I was
guy.
trying to come up with a Peter Fonda clue, but I
Yeah.
figured that would the gimme was Limey.
Yeah, the Limey.
Hey, so Evan, would you have ever pulled that name out?
No.
Likewise.
me either.
Yeah, it's
Terrence Stamp?
that was two.
No.
There was 2 clues tailor made for Lance.
Yeah.
Why would you do that, Aldi?
I was looking. Well,
Because he
I
won in that commercial.
here's the thing. I started Taylor Swift, but I
First
couldn't.
the wrestling thing and then this?
I
Come
know. I
on.
gave him too many wrestling stuff.
I mean, to be fair, I got the wrestling one,
true.
not him.
True.
That is true.
Bow down to my greatness.
The Tilda Swinton, I knew he was
I
going to
said
get
correct.
it. It's just a
Well,
matter
we
of time.
also don't think of it as a theme song. We think of it as an intro. That was I
They,
did.
they call them theme songs.
Do they?
think. I believe so.
I mean, it's not a big thing. It's just like that's why my brain didn't go to it. I was like,
Yeah.
They have their Shirley Temples and they talk about their theme song.
and they wear their fucking tracksuits. That's how they.
Yeah,
just
they talk about their song themes, where they wear the
Yeah.
suits.
So
and
I tried
tracks.
to do Toy Story, but I couldn't come up with 6 clues.
Oh,
It was way too it was way too easy.
Well, I was thinking like, where's my Tony Soprano?
I thought about Tony
Um,
Soprano.
And I even wrote down Twilight Struggle, and I just forgot about it. I figured that was going to be your board game that you're going to go with. I was wondering where my Tony Soprano was. I was
And I
wondering
Tom
have
Sawyer.
all the criticism. I
Tom
thought it was a good
Sawyer.
list, Scott. Except for that Zod one. The last
Twisted
one.
Rush
Sister.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was I wrote
Oh,
down
Twisted Sister
Ooh.
would have been a good one.
I wrote
We're
down
not
There was a
gonna
lot
take it.
there was a lot of TSs for sure.
Oh yeah,
I ran out of steam near the
You know
end.
what's
I
though.
wrote
really
down
Like,
Tupac Shakur.
You know what's really
Um,
sneaky too? If you do like a TH, because it's like, ooh. Because like you think of
TH.
hard T's, right? For stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad, Evan, because you're popping in here, and I gotta
That's all
call
good,
a quick end,
That's all good.
because
No
I gotta
worries.
Really
get.
boom.
Evan, you're not coming.
No.
You,
No packs.
you
for
could have
me.
flown to the SFO and been in the lounge with me right now.
Well, that would have been awesome, but I didn't do it.
can hop
I'm
on
sitting here as we're playing, and my project management tool is like going off. My staff is like posting updates. I'm like, it's fucking midnight. What are you doing?
I know what's going on. No one ever posts anything in my Slack at midnight. Just me.
You know what? Add me to your Slack because it's like 9 p.m. for me,
Yeah.
man. I'll post all kinds of
You're
can
crap.
do
on
it all
there.
night
I'll
long.
do it. I don't care.
But did you guys see this assassination?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
So I want to
Yeah.
talk about
My wife
that
told
really
me.
briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
What assassination?
So
Yeah, this
the-
guy in New York. Go ahead, Lance.
Well, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
actually,
the
no.
healthcare guy.
He's a Minnesotan, and United Healthcare is the like for U.S. Bank, like United Healthcare has been like our insurance provider forever. But anyway, yeah. So he
CEO of United Healthcare was
and
assassinated.
and United Healthcare gets kind of a negative rap. I mean, they like lead the nation in number of like
The
basically
client
they
base is-
Niles.
$6 billion in
Niles.
profit last year, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
they had it's like 32% or 31%.
Yeah, 32 or 34, I forget what it was. Yeah,
So that's
of like
denials.
claim denials.
Claim denials.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, that sucks.
That's how you make
So,
You
record
don't deserve to be
profits.
killed, but
Well, right.
No. And I mean, and yeah, you're the CEO.
I mean,
but
it's super scary too because it looks like a true hitman, like wearing a
Yeah.
mask, gloves. He's got a silencer. It's like really
Wow.
from movies.
What? They have
It's like out of the
video?
movie. They do.
There, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
they
Got a
have
video of
video, and they have pictures of him sitting in like the Starbucks across the street waiting for him to come out, and then
Yeah, it was like a true hit.
and as
Wow.
soon as he comes out, like he walks up, shoots him in the back, and then and then he tries to like crawl away, and he follows him, and he like clears the jam on the gun and
Pops him again. Mm.
and yeah,
What?
empties the gun in him, and then he immediately gets on an e-bike that was there, and he pedaled away on the
he
e-bike
caught?
over. No, he got to
Wow.
Central Park, and he
He's
had a big
gone.
like backpack on, so they
Probably
theorized
changed
that
clothes.
Yeah.
he changed
But he
clothes.
was sitting at the coffee shop without a mask on or anything, right?
No, he was because it was cold out, so he's all bundled up, and so
Ah.
he got there, and he and then they just have no idea what happened to him because he got to Central
Wow.
Park and nobody was looking for him there,
So it
and
was like that sounds.
It's
professional.
true. It's truly crazy.
Was this just? Do they have like information yet or no?
nothing.
I haven't checked in. Like,
Oh, Evan, you seem very curious.
there's
about
no way
this.
this guy is not going to be found.
Sounding,
They don't
sounding
know.
guilty.
I
there, Evan.
think they'll find him just because somebody like you
Somebody
can't keep a
knows,
secret.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some too many people know too many things, and eventually it just
Right.
comes out, kind of thing.
Maybe.
But it's one of those situations where, did you see that the stock price after he was shot, the stock price skyrocketed for United
Wow.
Healthcare? Who knows?
Wow.
And so
Wow.
and then I mean, and
That's so
this is very horrible gallows humor. But somebody said, I saw somebody posted, he died doing what he loved, increasing the shareholders' value.
That's pretty bizarre.
Scott, you mentioned you're going to go
isn't
see
that
Wicked
just
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Wicked tomorrow.
Can we talk for a second about the Wicked dolls that got
Yeah, with the wrong URL stamped
Yeah,
on
the
the wicked.com.
yeah, there's a lawsuit. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
don't go to
lawsuit now.
wicked.com.
Oh,
By the way, that's
really?
just a lawsuit looking to get a pay. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I mean,
They're being sued.
they had to click the yes, I'm 18 to get
Yeah,
into
exactly.
that.
It's there's no way some kid typed that in.
No, was it not a QR code?
I like the scan.
Oh, I thought it was written on the.
I don't know.
I think it is written. Yeah, it's written. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
saw that it was written on the package last time.
Oh, okay. That's kind of funny.
I think it's just a lawsuit. Someone looking to get a settlement.
Well,
Yep.
if you're gonna do something that stupid, good for them. Was it Mattel? They could.
I don't know.
Yes, Mattel.
Was it Mattel?
Yes, Mattel.
Who knows?
It's one of them big ones.
It's an accident.
Man,
Accidents happen.
They're fucking up with
Dude
D&D
for it?
so that serves them
will
right.
somebody think about the children? Will somebody think?
Wait, what did
about
they do? What did they do to D&D?
Lots of bad things.
I mean, what recently?
Look, Lance has to go to bed. Don't get him
Oh, all
started.
right, all right, all right.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, you
is there
can't.
any more last minute tidbits to talk about before?
Oh, I mean that's well. So when I
Keep
heard
an eye
about
on
when I heard about that, right, and I heard about the fact that guy. I mean, and I'm never. What's the line? Mark Twain or something. He goes, I'll never dance in somebody's grave, but I will read obituaries with a smile. And it's
was he
just
like
kinda,
a bad guy?
I mean, it
He
was
was the head of a snake. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to say it. I mean,
Yeah, but to what
obviously,
extent you're gonna get a hit put out on you? I mean, like what?
I think it's one of those things where
Somebody's family member
I mean,
died. Or
I thought
something.
hitmen were a myth.
no.
They're for real.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of
Horst,
movies.
Horst has
I
done
mean,
a lot.
No, I mean,
He puts out hits on Kickstarter campaigns all the time.
I believe my mother was murdered by a hitman. I mean,
You're what?
yeah, I believe my mother was murdered by a hitman, like legitimately, like
Wow.
clean job, unsolved mystery,
Wow.
semi-smudged fingerprint on one arrow. That was about the only mistake.
Was she killed by a gun?
No, she was shot with a crossbow. It was either crossbow or compound bolt. So
Wow.
Whoa,
yeah,
that seems.
I read. I mean, not that I'm trying to be creepy, but right after you told me to go Google the story, I read the story about your mother. So
I don't
No,
think it was a coincidence that I was away from home and that there was no did you just let him in like I was with my
so
dad
it was a home invasion,
no, nothing was taken. It was
right? But someone killed her in her home.
yeah, in our apartment
yeah.
we lived in. It was I was on the weekend where my dad took me because my dad apparently was about to go to prison for like child support. So I connected some dots as I got older, and I was like, oh yeah, huh.
God.
Because my dad's not a good dude. So, and he knows a lot of other dudes that are not good dudes. And
Right.
I've talked to my dad about some of these. That's why I say it, because my dad was an over the road truck driver. He was a nurse. He went to prison once for stealing a car, but he didn't steal the car. At least the story he told me. It was so he's talked about some of the people that he runs into, and they're very real. They exist. They just want you to think they don't exist because, this guy probably will never have to work another day in his life, and I don't think he will get caught. I think he will take his money. He will go away.
Who would kill him?
Well, my guess.
One of these crypto millionaires who just got a whole fucking giant bag, and so this piece of shit let their fucking grandma die or something. I don't know, any number of people that he has slighted in the past, where it's like you should be able to get this fucking medicine covered, and he's the head of the snake that said, no, you can fucking die, you can go die. That's because we can't pay for it, even though you paid into this, that, the other thing. So I'm not shocked at all he's dead. I'm shocked at all that they don't have armed security if you're that person. If I'm that person on the head of that snake, I got fucking bodyguards at all hours because that guy's rich as hell, I imagine.
But yeah, I mean, if you see the video, he's just walking down the street all by himself, and the guy just basically walks out from between two cars and shoots him in the back.
Yeah,
And then
with a silencer.
with the silencer,
Yeah.
and
Or
then
suppressor.
and then follows him to where he is, finishes him off, and then
Yeah, it's horrific.
just you see him, he runs between two cars, and you see him, he gets on an e-bike, and he just leaves. You know, the e-bike is probably paid for with a
Burner
fake
phone.
burner debit card or burner
Yeah.
phone or something like that. You know, just
Yeah.
You know what scares me?
No cameras in Central Park, right? Or are there?
well, I'm sure there are, but I mean,
There's
there's just
also-
not enough, right? It's too big.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
you just
how
pedal for like half an hour, and you're probably
Right.
anybody's.
it's just
radio.
how easy it looked. Like seeing that video and just being like, man,
Yeah,
like other people are gonna be like, oh shit, I can just wear a mask
Should I
in the
watch
cold.
Well,
this
what
video,
about what
or is
about
it too
what about
morbid?
that one the
It's not
car
that
that
morbid.
obviously if you watch the video, there's a car that obviously people are in because the lights are on and you can see, and when the guy does it, like you can see like the brake lights turn on, like the person's like, and then he runs in front of them. I mean, can you imagine just sitting there like,
Right.
what's that clicking noise? You know, just like then you look over and like, what the fuck is going on? You know, and then see a guy just, basically wearing a disguise from head to toe,
Yeah.
runs in front of your car, jumps in on an e-bike and just takes off, and then you're like, I mean, I am not. There's no way on earth I would ever condone the murder of somebody. I mean,
Right.
it's just, but I mean, it is one of those things where you eventually like. I mean, you hate to say that, like Forrest hit the nail on the head there. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
all it takes is one person with, it's like, oh, my sister or my dad or my mom,
Mhm.
you know, probably could have lived another 5 to 6 to 7 years if you had just paid for that, if you've been willing to pay for that medicine, or if you're willing to pay
Right.
for that. And you know yeah, I got $100,000 that I just want my revenge. I mean, it only takes one to have access to that kind of money, and that much anger and grief, and you find the right person. I mean, I mean, it's
Especially if that person has enough money to they like, I've got the backup plan where if this guy does get caught, I'm immediately out of the country. Like, yeah.
I mean, I think
No,
you'll get caught.
I'm
I
very
think
suspicious about it though, because like, don't you think like everything is monitored right now with communications as far as like I'm hiring a hitman type
but
thing?
a burner phone. I mean, and all that shit. I mean, I
Yes.
guess I mean,
You also can't monitor just conversations. Like you could go to places.
I
You
think you
can,
can.
well, you can,
Your
but they're
phone
not.
gives you ads, by the way, if it's listening to you. They do
I'm
that.
just saying, there's places that none of us
Yeah, that's
have
probably
ever
how they got it. They
gone
had a
or
nice
want
ad.
to
It was like
go.
Hitman's for us.
No,
You
but I
know?
mean, there's places that I imagine that none of us have ever went to or want to go where you could find stuff. I mean,
Yeah, it's that last tab
Are
on
you talking- if you're
BGG,
talking about
like
dark
all the
web.
way to the right.
yeah.
well, not necessarily, dark web, but I mean, it just in reality as well. Just like going out to certain parts of town, to certain bars, to certain places, and like just talking to people and being like, "Hey, I got a lot of money. Do you got like,
Has anybody
I
searched
don't think
dark
it's.
web?
I don't think that's the way it goes. What's
Well,
that?
that's how you buy drugs. So I assume
Sure,
it's the
but
same
I
for a
don't
lot
think.
of the
I
illegal
don't think it's that
things.
easy.
Like that's how you find prostitution. That's how you find drugs. That's like I don't see why I'd be like, hey, you in this gang?
I'm
You
not
got-
saying it's easy.
I don't know.
I'm
It's a
just
weird.
saying
We're
I'm
living in
just
a
saying-
weird dystopia, if that's the case.
Well, I mean,
Alright.
and you hate to say it, but I mean, how much of that is being created by the fact that we have like this massive inequality of wealth, and 1% versus the rest. I mean, I don't think it's something that's going to become commonplace or anything like that, but I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know, if I was the CEO of a freaking insurance company right now, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm going to step down. Just
I mean,
somebody else
we're
can do it.
entering a time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a doomsdayer, but we're entering a time that seems a little less stable than it had been, and tensions are increasing, and like they did this in France at one point. Like I don't know, who knows.
Speaking of which,
Oh.
France was in the news 3 hours ago. I wish
France's
Barry's-
government's just collapsed, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
which that's insane.
See, topical.
Hey,
I
have
need
fun
to
at
look that up, too.
PAX.
Well, on that bombshell, I'm
I
gonna
know.
start going to my
Gosh.
gate.
I know. Yeah,
Well,
have a
yeah,
good
I mean,
flight.
yeah. William, I'll see you soon.
Oh my
Get a
gosh.
get a cocktail in the plane. Hopefully,
I
get
have so
nice,
many
Well, I'm
things
gonna
nice,
grab something before I go,
nice and
real
warm.
quick.
Wow.
All right, guys.
One for the
I'll
road.
talk to you soon. Lance, I'll
Safe
see you
journey,
tomorrow
Will.
next time.
See you, man.
Buddy.
Batters.
Yeah, I mean, just France, well, we just can't seem to.
Wow.
Um,
They're gonna bring back Charles de Gaulle, I hear.
well, I mean, isn't that just ridiculous too? I mean, it's just like, I mean,
Wow.
oh, well, we'll just for some reason we gotta shut down our government.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta read this up.
Well, there was also a coup in South Korea.
Wow.
So
really?
is it-
See about that? We can stop talking about this
They
now.
brought
All
down
right,
like Kim
I'm gonna go to
Jong-un.
bed.
Hopefully the
Okay.
hopefully the world won't be in
World's-
flames.
hopefully the
when you
world
wake
will be
up
there
in the
tomorrow.
morning.
Oh my gosh.
Lance, have a
know.
safe journey
Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
and have a good time. And
Yeah, we'll see about that, but
I'll see all you degenerates next week.
yeah.
Batters.
Yeah, it's French government has collapsed after Prime Minister Michel Barnier was ousted in a no confidence vote.
I feel
He
like I saw
voted
this on Star
overwhelmingly in
Wars.
support of the motion just 3 months after he was appointed by President Emmanuel Macron.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. What did he do? Just
I
like,
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had no confidence. I don't know. He probably didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Is he a right winger or what?
alongside the far right national rally, it deemed Barnier's budget, which included 60 billion euros in deficit reduction, unacceptable. So the budget was toxic for the French.
Hmm.
We need to look at the realities of our debt. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a weird world we're living in,
Weird,
Yeah.
wild stuff.
Weird, wild stuff.
Thanks, Johnny
Wacky-
Carson.
Wacky
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
Remember Johnny
it's
Carson?
it's pretty
That's
it's pretty wacky, weird, wild
Wild,
stuff.
wacky stuff.
Oh, that's some wild
All
stuff.
right. Lance, go do your packing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
It's already midnight. You got 3 hours.
No, it's 11:30.
It's 3.5 hours.
Hey, God bless my father. Yeah, I said, do you think
Coming to pick you
give me a? Yeah, he said
Oh,
I'll
He
set an
didn't say
alarm.
call Uber.
No, I'll set an alarm and I'll come pick you up. So
That's nice.
yeah, very much so. So my pops will pick me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and drive me to the airport and
Hey,
then I can
Bitcoin hit $100,000.
Yep, twice
Wow.
today.
Where's your? Did you do some Bitcoin stuff or no?
Me?
Yeah, weren't you in the?
Oh yeah. As soon as I saw Trump was winning, I was binging ice cream sandwiches, fucking depressed playing Apex Legends, and I was like, get off your ass and start buying some fucking crypto. Because
Yeah.
as soon as I started, and then I stayed up for like 3 more hours looking and researching. Once I heard his acceptance speech, and he's like, Elon Musk he's our super genius. We gotta love our super geniuses. I was like, oh shit, crypto's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made about $4,000 or $5,000 in the last couple weeks, and I'm
Yes.
figuring out how to diversify. I'm also really glad I sat on those fucking Pellicore Bandits. Let's revisit that
Yeah,
conversation.
I was
in a
about
couple
to say. I was trying to remember the name of those
no,
things.
no, no. Here's the
I
thing.
hope you make so
Gala
much money on that.
Games. Gala Games just announced like an hour and a half ago that they're about to get their fucking gambling license. And I was like, holy shit. Like, yes, please.
Okay. What does
yeah.
that mean?
Makes
though?
so
You
much
can
sense.
gamble with the Pellicore Bandits?
I don't know what it means, but the bottom line is it's a part of their ecosystem, and it's oh wait, no, it's a different company. Never mind, I'm an idiot. That's the
All
other
right.
one that I'm in. But I do have some of their NFTs. Yeah, I just need to I don't know, man. I haven't looked into that NFT stuff for a while, but it's like, oh hey, NFTs are gonna be the next bull rush. Everybody's like AI coins, and then it's going to the Web3 gaming, and then it's like, okay, let's hodl. Like right
All
now,
right. Well,
I'm
on
looking at-
that note,
I'm calling a shot right now.
Okay.
I think I found a gem of a crypto that I am about to exploit a trend in. It's really good.
That you're gonna tell
Well,
us
I wish
about,
you
or
the
you're
best
gonna-
of luck.
Evan, I'll send you a link to it.
All right, I wanna know.
Actually, yeah, can we just how does this work? Me and Evan just talk? Are we on
Oh,
live? Are we on live? Or are we
No,
out?
no, we're still alive. Good night,
Okay.
everybody. If you
Yeah.
go to PAX U, love to see you there.